LEGO Pirates has been a fan favorite for so many years, with such great colors and great sets. I'll give you a rough guide and pricing for some of my favorite sets, and show you some of the history of LEGO Pirates. So the first set I want to talk about is the LEGO Ideas Ship in a Bottle. This was a great set that came out a few years ago. It's based on a really great design, and the ship inside is really well made. The hard to find glass pieces that make up the bottle and the great stand, it just looks so well together on a desk or on display, and the ship inside is so well made with those printed flags and sails. It's really good for what it is, and even though it isn't as good as its minifig scale counterparts, its prints and details are very good, and I'm glad it got made into an Ideas set. At number 9, a controversial pick, the Silent Mary. A lot of people didn't like it when it came out because of how different it looked, but I really do appreciate how they went and tried to do something different for this. It has so much detail and it's really good for what it is, and especially its price count and the minifigs. Amazing details, and it really works for the movie that it's supposed to be. Even though there won't be any Pirates of the Caribbean movies to come for a while, I'm glad we got this last, final set. Don't be turned away by its colors, but the amazing Imperial Armada flagship was one of the first sets that I had, and also holds up as one of the best Spanish ships, and I think the only one that they ever made. The color scheme is definitely a bit out there, but ultimately the difference in colors works really well. It makes it pop against the background of ships that are normally one or two colors. And the amazing front sail with that great pattern on it is something that definitely stands out. Especially the minifigs, the silver on them, and the torsos and chest prints, something that's very different and will always be something that's a step away from what they normally do for LEGO. A welcome surprise made for the first LEGO movie is Melbeard's amazing steampunk ship, the Sea Cow. This looks like a mock at the amount of detail and creativity it has. It's got a great minifig selection, but most importantly that amazing detail on the sides, on the insides, just everything about it. It's a very different look to a lot of other ships. You can see from this photo just the amount of detail in the cabins, and even though the smaller metal beard doesn't look as good as the full mech version, I'm glad they included it to go with the set. Now here's a set that's undeniably intimidating, the Black Pearl. Made for one of the coolest ships from the movies, this amazing ship has one of the best minifig selections and definitely the most interesting sails. Even though they're just a black fabric, they definitely give it a very different look, as well as the first ever black hull pieces and such a great use of all the shapes and curves of the ship. Even though it's not as accurate to the movie, it looks great and it always will stand out, especially its amazing minifigs and its ultra rare Davy Jones. The first ship for the good guys was also one of the best. The Caribbean Clipper from 1989 is a really great blue coat ship. It has a great color scheme, a really good use of parts, and even though it's small and kept the price down when it first came out, it was amazing for the amount that it cost, and its minifigs are really good for building an army, and definitely if you had more of the set, it could make a great fleet, or you could build it into one bigger flagship. Even around the back and the sides, there's some really good shaping in it, and the minifigs are simple, but they work well for their time, especially considering this was the first ever pirate sets. To a lot of people who grew up with pirates, this would be their favorite set on the list. The Black Seas Barracuda was the first ever LEGO pirate ship, and still remains today one of the best. Its amazing red sails and yellow and black color scheme works so well, its minifigs are really great, and everything about it really screams classic pirates. It's a set a lot of people have nostalgia for, and a set that still holds up as one of the best pirate sets of all time, even though it was succeeded in detail and quality by later sets. But it seems the Barracuda could have its comeback. Just announced at the time of this video is the Barracuda Bay, which builds back into the original ship and provides all new updated minifigs and sails. And the original successor to the Barracuda is this amazing ship. The Skull's Eye is one of the best ships for what it is. It has almost the same design as the Barracuda, but I think that the pirate sails and red, white, and black colors make it just a bit better. And of course they improved the size of the set for the same price just a few years later. My second favorite pirate set of all time is the Imperial flagship. This set is amazing because it's one of the most traditional sets we've gotten for pirates, and also one of the largest. With so many masts and sails and the amount of detail, it's a set that plays it very safe, but also very risky in its size. It's very expensive to buy nowadays, and unless you're very dedicated to pirates, I wouldn't recommend dropping $1,000 to buy it. But if you love pirates, this is one of the best sets for someone who wants a realistic and intimidating Imperial ship. The Queen Anne's Revenge. This will always be for me the greatest pirate set that's ever been released. Everything about it screams pirate ship. It's a set that every little kid wants, and even every adult thinks is amazing. The ship of Blackbeard himself had to be something impressive. With the amount of detail in the bones and the skulls, the prints, stickers, minifigs, it all works so well together as a set, and considering this only came out originally for $120, it's an amazing deal. I especially like the way that the back of the ship has been done. With the skulls and the bones, it's much more impressive than the Black Pearl, and it looks way better, especially in the way that they've done those amazing reflected windows, the way that they've done the skeletons hanging off the sides. Everything about it is in such an intimidating and epic set. It's something that is ultimately recognizable from anywhere, and the sails, the amazing gradients and detail on them, it's the best sails I've ever seen on a pirate ship set, and I think they still hold up today. And even though it's quite expensive to buy now, I do think that you should still invest in this amazing set that will always hold up to me as the best pirate ship ever made by LEGO. And thanks for watching my list. That's all the ships that I have, but I'd also like to finish with a few honorable mentions that didn't make the cut. The Durmstrang ship from Harry Potter. Great set that came out about 20 years ago. I really do hope that they make a better version of the set later though. The Renegade Runner, a very small set that is good by itself, but not compared to some of the bigger ships. The Redbeard Runner, which I like, but didn't have the same quality and charm that some of the other sets had, like the Ship in a Bottle or the Imperial Armada flagship. And the Imperial flagship, which has great sails but is otherwise quite uninteresting. And that concludes the video. I had a lot of fun making this, and I'd love to know some of your favorite LEGO Pirate sets. Thanks for watching.